Get that style check. Put it in pockets till I get back.
Ooh, what's up, guys? JohnOrigins here today. Got some Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle for you today. And it's actually a pretty good one. It's against Mulvone19, who has unfortunately took a side project in not being able to record anymore due to his 3DS capture breaking during this battle. So that's unfortunate. Please go show your love for him because he's probably in a pickle right now. But, you know, despite his 3DS capture breaking, we ended up having a really good game. So I'm going to show it to you guys. I'm using the same team that I used in my last battle because I really do like it. Like, I almost have a box full of EV trained Pokemon that I can use in Wi-Fi and competitive battling, but none of them synergize well, or like any picks that I want to use, they don't synergize well. As weaknesses flying all over the place. But this team, I like it. It has got a pretty big weakness to fire, but I do have the Tyranitar, the Snorlax, and the Rotom to deal with that. I say Snorlax because it's got a thick fat, of course. But anyway, into the battle. I lead off with my Fortress, he leads off with the Hydreigon. I am forced to switch out straight away, go into my Fat Dango, the Snorlax, because I do not want to take a Fire Blast. And I want to get my Stealth Rocks up for the Charizard, but I don't want to go down a Sturdy. He has a Sizzle that I need to wall with my Fortress. I turn out to have Rocky Helmet on it, so that's a thing. But I'm going to go for the Body Slam here. His only thing that will be immune to it is his Gengar, but I figured he weren't going to switch out, fearing the Crunch, and he doesn't want to take any unnecessary damage, and he can't take me out of any one hit. So I'm going to go for the Body Slam. I end up paralyzing the Sizzle, who then scares me out with the potential U-turn or Brick Break. So I bring in my Labyrinth, the Fortress once again, get some nice Rocky Helmet damage on, and I can't set up Stealth Rocks though, because he has his Charizard, he has his Hydreigon that can both kill me with a Fire type attack. So I have to leave the field and go into my Tyranitar here. I go to Tyranitar because I knew that he's probably going to set up a Dragon Dance, and if he does, I'm pretty sure Tyranitar is the only guy in my team capable of taking one hit and then killing it back, which is really bad. I really wish that I had some other Pokemon to take on this Charizard, but it turns out I don't, and I have to rely on Mega Tyranitar being the champion that it is, and go for the Rock Slide, take that after taking an Earthquake. Hopefully, if I didn't take this Earthquake, I would have been in a sheep load of troubles. A sheep load, yeah, like a whole country of Wales in trouble right now. But I do take it. I can go for the Rock Slide. Turns out it takes out the Charizard, which I'm very grateful for. And I completely averted that threat, which was very, very good, because otherwise I would have lost it there and then. But he does get a free switch in the Rotom. I don't want to get burned, so I'm going to go into my Snorlax. You may be thinking, John, you have a Rotom, you have a Jawnmega, they would clearly be better to take a Will-O-Wisp. But I don't want residual damage on them, guys. And if he was to go for a Volt Switch, it would do a lot to my Jawnmega, possibly even like killing it. I don't know how bulky Jawnmega is, and then it is relatively bulky but not too bulky. And then Rotom, I don't want to take any unnecessary damage, and I do have the rest on my Snorlax. I'm Resto Chesto, so I can deal with the Will-O-Wisp like that, and it's not that big of a consequence. My Snorlax doesn't hit hard anyway, which, yeah, it's relatively unfortunate, but you know, I have to deal with what I get, because I'm not the best IV breeder in the world, of course. I suck at it. I have like this Pinsir, right? It's got like 31 in everything except for HP, where it's got 29. It's because I got it in a Wonder Trade nonetheless. It's Jolly Mold Breaker, but it doesn't have close combat, and I want to get close combat onto it. But anytime I try and get it, I lose loads of IVs. I got the Destiny not going, but I think that works with both the Pokemon. I don't know, but you know, that's not the point. I'm going too deep into my issues, of course. But in comes the Rotom. He burns me again, but I can just get a rest up here. He's going to go for the Hydro Pump. He does miss, but I would have lived that very comfortably. I am max special defense, max HP, and that Rotom I don't think is invested much. I think it's more of a defensive set as well. So I rest up. I unfortunately wasted my Chester Berry already, so I'm going to switch out here. I want to save my Snorlax for later, just in case I need it for the Hydreigon. Depending on what his moveset is. I'm not sure if he has Focus Blast or not. I think he does, but the Rotom's going to Volt Switch out. My Tyranitar is basically Death Fodder. I don't need it anymore. Well, I feel like I don't need it anymore. The only thing that I would need it for is Gengar, but I feel like my Aegislash can handle that with a combination with my Scarf Rotom and maybe Jawnmega if it comes down to it. But I die, and he switches out into his Rotom to get some Volt switching and stuff going on. And I go into my own Rotom because I want to get some more chip damage on this thing. I want to make sure it's at a point of range where a Shadow Sneak from an Aegislash will kill it, and I can go on from there. So I'm going to Volt Switch out, go back into my Snorlax, my Fat Dango. Finally doing work. I mentioned in my last upload, I think, that Snorlax hadn't really done much work, but in this video, well, in this battle, it really did prove itself to me so far. So it's working out for me as he brings in the Sizzle. I gotta tell you something about this Sizzle. Throughout the entire game, I was so scared that it was Swords Dance. So every time that it came into the field, I just switched into Labyrinth so I can get some momentum going on my side. But it's banded, of course. It's doing a lot of damage to me, but it's already below half based on Rocky Helmet damage and 1 Crunch and a Body Slam. So I really wore that down. And here I make a play which I thought was good, but it turned out to be not good. I figured my Labyrinth, my Fortress, would be able to live this Shadow Ball. Turns out I was completely wrong, and I go down, but it does grant me a free switch into my Aegislash. I can go for the Shadow Ball because I know he's not going to stay in. I'm not wanting to take a Shadow Sneak. So I'm going to go for the Shadow Ball and do over half to this Klefki because he was obviously expecting me to be fully physical. But no, I'm a mixed Aegislash, so that's the thing. But I don't want to waste my Lumberry yet, so I'm going to switch out into my Rotom, who I know can take the Thunder Wave because I'm immune, and then go for the Hydro Pump and take out the Klefki. So I'm looking alright. He does kind of get a free switch into his Rotom, but I have things for it. I do have the Snorlax, but I also have the Aegislash. I decided to make the more offensive switch because I knew I could take any one hit. I can take a Volt Switch because I'm in defensive form, and then if he wants to go for the Will-O-Wisp, I have the Lumberry, so I can heal myself up, not get burned, go for the Shadow Sting and take him out. But he's just Volt Switched out. He goes into his Hydreigon, he goes for the Fire Blast, and here I'm going to switch out, go into my Rotom over my Snorlax because I don't want him setting up with his Sizzle, which is choice banded, of course, but at the time I thought it was Swords Dance. But I went to my Rotom so I can get some offensive momentum, go for the Volt Switch, take out the Sizzle, and that's a thread out the way, no more priority for him. And I can switch out, go back into my Aegislash, I believe, yeah, and go from there. He brings out Rotom, and I can just Shadow Sneak that and kill it because I'm an Aegislash. He brought in Rotom because he figured that I was fully specially offensive, and therefore didn't have Shadow Sneak, so he can go for a rest most likely on me, but I do have the Shadow Sneak. Here I'll make a questionable play. I go for the King Shield as he goes for the Shadow Ball, and I thought that I could live a Shadow Ball from a Gengar from the range of HP I was at. I am max HP, I've got base 150 special defense, but no! I die, and now I'm in a sticky situation. I bring in my Rotom, I can go for the Hydro Pump here and do a lot of damage. I don't quite kill it, but another Hydro Pump will kill it as he can 2-hit KO me with the Shadow Ball. And I missed the Hydro Pump, which turned out to be my saving grace because I can switch into my Jawnmega, go for the Protect on his Shadow Ball because he can't go for the sub, and now I'm at +1 speed, which you would think is it's fine. You'll outspeed the Gengar, that's great. But I want to explain this properly. If I killed the Gengar with the Rotom, I would not have this +1 speed boost, and I would not have this following +2 speed boost, and thus I wouldn't be able to outspeed the Hydreigon, who would have been able to kill me with a Fire Blast. But because I'm at +2, I am faster, I outspeed him, go for the Bug Burst, take him out and win the game. So if I ended up killing the Gengar with the Rotom, I might have lost that game, which it's a bit weird to think about, but yeah, that could have happened. But yeah guys, that's the game. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, rating, comment and subscribe. I've been JohnOrigins, and I'm out. So peace.